Hey everyone, welcome back to Bill's Retro Gaming Show, and here we are another week and more retro news. So I got a couple of things that I want to go through with you guys today, so let's get right into it. Okay, so first up we have the release of House of the Dead Remake for the Nintendo Switch. Now, the original House of the Dead came out in the arcades in '96. It was created by Sega as a light gun game. Lots of fun. This game was always really cool. I believe that this is the first time that this has been, well, I should say the second time actually, that this has been ported to a console. The first being the Sega Saturn, I want to say. But this is available on the Nintendo eShop right now. They actually have a 10% off on it through the release window, which I think is from now till April 20th. So instead of being $25, you can get this at $22.50 right on the eShop. I bought it myself. I'm looking forward to playing it and maybe giving some more reviews on it later on. But yeah, House of the Dead Remake, and it looks like a lot of fun. Alright, next up, we now know what the next release is going to be for the Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack. More to the point, this is the next N64 game that they're going to be releasing, and it is going to be Mario Golf. Got a tweet earlier this week from Nintendo saying that Mario Golf is going to be available on April 15th. That will be next Friday. And Mario Golf was originally released for the N64 in 1999. It was the follow-up to the NES Open Tournaments Golf, the second Mario Golf game to be released, and the first one to be in 3D. So personally, I am looking forward to this game. I always thought the Mario Golf games were a ton of fun, and this is definitely one of the ones that I want to see on the N64. So they haven't released an official trailer for this yet, but I'm going to make the assumption that this is going to have online play like a lot of the other N64 games have on Switch. So yeah, looking forward to this coming out on Friday. So keep an eye out for this if you are an online expansion pack owner. Alright, so I want to switch gears for a minute, and this is something that just kind of came up this week, and basically I need your guys' help with this one, okay? And this involves a company called Hamster Corporation, which puts out a set of games called Arcade Archives. Basically what they do is they have released what are supposed to be arcade accurate versions of arcade games. They've released something like, I believe there's over 200 different arcade games, and 100 that are Neo Geo games that they've released mostly for the Nintendo eShop and the PS4, although I believe some are available for Xbox and Windows. I think the Neo Geo ones are available for Windows. But the point that I'm getting at with this today is that the latest game that they just released for Arcade Archives was Pac-Land, the side-scrolling Pac-Man platformer. All right, and here's why I wanted to bring that up. So this is a tweet from Nick C. And he says, so apparently I found out the Arcade Archives release of Pac-Land that comes out tomorrow was modified to replace Ms. Pac-Man, as well as Baby Pac, to have the new Pac-Mom character from Pac-Man Museum Plus. Look at what you did to us at Games. Okay, and let's just take a look real quick here. So this is a screen from the original arcade game. And you can see you've got Ms. Pac-Man here and little Baby Pac, and they both, Ms. Pac-Man basically got her trademark red bow and the little go-go boots, whatever you want to call them. But really, it's the red bow. The red bow tells you, yes, this is Ms. Pac-Man. But if you look at the same screen from the Arcade Archives version of the game, instead you've got same sprite character, but they've replaced the red bow with this pink hat, gloves, pink shoes, and they did the same thing to the little Baby Pac character by putting this little pink flower on her and whatever. So they've made a modification to this game to get rid of Ms. Pac-Man in it. Okay, so here's the thing about this, and without going too much into crazy history, the Pac-Man games are owned by Bandai Namco, but Ms. Pac-Man is not. Ms. Pac-Man was created by a company called General Computer Corporation and then published by Midway, and it was basically supposed to be a Pac-Man clone. But Bandai Namco has been, over the years, trying to get the rights to it, and the reason this tweeter is kind of blaming At Games for part of this is because At Games got involved a couple of years ago, and they were trying to buy up the rights to Ms. Pac-Man. So there's been a whole back and forth over the last couple of years, and to be honest with you, right now, I'm not really sure exactly 100% where the license stands I'm actually trying to do some research on this for another video down the line, but basically just suffice it to say that the Ms. Pac-Man license is a very tricky thing right now. But it looks like with this Arcade Archives version, they've gone the route of completely removing Ms. Pac-Man from the Pac-Land game. So now I want to just do a call out to all of you who own Arcade 1-Up machines, specifically who own Pac-Man machines that have Pac-Land on them. Some of the Pac-Man games, the Legacy, the Bandai Namco Legacy games. Let me know if your version of Pac-Land has Ms. Pac-Man on it, or if it's, maybe I'm late to the party on this. And for the last couple of years, it's been like this, and they've removed her from the game and put in this Pac-Mom character instead. Or if this is a new development, what does this say for the next Legacy that's going to come out from Arcade 1-Up? Because there is a new Bandai Namco Legacy coming out later this year that's Pac-Mania themed, but Pac-Land's going to be one of the games on it. So do you think that they will have to edit that game in the same way that this is, because of maybe some crazy licensing things that are going on right now that maybe were different when the first ones came out? So I just wanted to just kind of draw some attention to this right now, because it's kind of making the rounds. People are starting to talk about it. But I was curious how this plays out for the Arcade 1-Up machines. So if you own an Arcade 1-Up machine, a Pac-Man Arcade 1-Up that has Pac-Land on it, let me know in the comments if Ms. Pac-Man is actually in the game or not. And if she is, what do you think is going to happen with the Pac-Mania Legacy one that's coming out later this year? If this company has been forced to change this, do you think Arcade 1-Up is going to be forced to as well? Just kind of curious about that. So let me know, guys, what you think in the comments about this. And speaking of Arcade 1-Up, it looks like we have got a new release from them this week. And it's everybody's favorite Couchcades are back. So here we are with the latest Couchcade, and this is the Atari Couchcade. So this is the other one that had been rumored as part of the leaks that was coming out. So we got the Pac-Man one about a week ago, and now this week we have the Atari one. And as far as we know at this point, these are the only two that are going to be coming out. So let's take a quick look at this, all right? So obviously it has a very similar setup to the Pac-Man one, where it's going to come with this control this dongle here that's going to plug into your TV through HDMI and then through power, and then the controller will speak to that over Wi-Fi and let you play your games. And this is what the controller looks like for the Atari one. So you've got your player 1 and player 2, you've got your on, off, and volume buttons, you've got your 3 A, B, and C buttons here, you got a trackball in the middle, D and E buttons here, and the spinner. So, which is kind of a neat setup. It looks to me like you're going to have these buttons here for the Asteroids games, probably from Missile Command playing with the trackball, which is a much nicer setup, I will admit, than the Atari Legacy that's currently out there. Now, the new one's supposed to have the proper 3 buttons setup, but the current one has 2 buttons on one side and then 3 on the other. So playing Missile Command is actually kind of a challenge. This looks like you'll be able to play Missile Command the way it's supposed to be. And I'm thinking maybe that these buttons come into play with the spinner for Tempest. So instead of having to have the spinner and then the buttons all the way over, you have everything close together. Again, maybe making Tempest a little easier to play. Other than that, I believe everything involved in this is the same as the Pac-Man, again, except for the games list. So let's just take a quick look at what games come with this. So the games that are going to be released with this are Asteroids, Asteroids Deluxe, Centipede Millipede, Missile Command, Tempest, Major Havoc, Lunar Lander, Crystal Castle, and Gravatar. So you're going to get 10 games, again, all of which are available on the Atari Legacy in this little playable from your couch controller. So other than that, like I said, all the other features are the same as the Pac-Man. I'm not going to go over them. We've talked about those before. But yeah, this is actually available directly from Arcade 1-Up right now. You can purchase it for $180. And finally, I just want to bring up some Iircade news. So normally on Fridays, Iircade releases a couple of new games. They usually have an event on YouTube where they talk about the new games and maybe some news that's coming up. But this week they didn't do that. So there are no new games launching for Iircade this week. They're actually gearing up for the launch of the online component next week. However, they did make an announcement that they're going to be talking about later tonight. And as a matter of fact, by the time I get a chance to post this, this event may be going on or have finished already. So on the Iircade Facebook page, they have posted this. This went up yesterday. This is the Gold Edition launch. And they're going to be doing an event today at 7 p.m. to talk about the Gold Edition. And from the looks of these cabinets, I'm going to guess that this Gold Edition is the actual release of what was originally being called the Iircade 2.0 machines, because they've got this Dead Cell one here. We know that Dead Cell was definitely one of the skins that was going to be on the new machines to be released, and I believe so was Dragon's Lair, and this is the Dragon's Lair skin right here. Going up a little further, they've also released a little video, and I am just going to play this real quick, but I'm going to keep the sound down because there is music involved and I don't want to get a copyright on it. So, alright, here is a look at the Double Dragon cab skin. And then some of the games like Double Dragon, Retromania Wrestling, Dragon's Lair, Rising Hell, R-Type 2. And there you have it. That's the little video they put out. First time. So there's a Double Dragon skin, there's a Dead Cell skin, and maybe a new Dragon's Lair skin. I couldn't quite tell if that was a new skin or the original. I think it's a new one. I think that's the same machine that Michael from Iircade has always had in the background when he's been doing his events lately. So I'm looking forward to checking that event out tonight, and once there's more information on that, I will post that as well. But I'm just going to stop here. That is the news that I have for you guys this week. Let me know a couple of things in the comments. Let me know if you are going to be picking up that House of the Dead remake on Switch. Looks like a lot of fun to me. I'm looking forward to playing it, especially playing it with the Joy-Cons in shooter mode. I used to have a lot of fun playing a lot of those shooters on Wii, so I'm excited for this, and I'm hoping that if this does well, this will lead to more shooters coming back to the Switch to play like that. I wouldn't mind seeing Ghost Squad again. I loved that game. That was a lot of fun. And of course, there's a bunch of others. Maybe they'll bring some of the other House of the Deads over as well. That would be great. Mario Golf 64 coming out next week. Looking forward to that one as well for sure. And especially let me know about that whole Ms. Pac-Man Pac-Land thing. Like I said, I want to hear from you guys who own an Arcade 1-Up machine. If that's always been edited and I'm just, learning about it now, or if this is something new and maybe it's going to affect the next cabs to come out from Arcade 1-Up. Let me know if you have any interest in those Couchcades. I know there's been a lot of talk. Some people think they're interesting. Some people have absolutely no interest in them at all. Is the Atari one look better to you than the Pac-Man one? Maybe you'd like that one better. Who knows? And let me know if you're excited for the new Iircade machines and what they're going to talk about. All right? But that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you are subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance yet, just go ahead and click that little button for subscription. Click the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I put out a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, right? But that is it for now, and I will see you again real soon. Have a great day. Take care.